Okay, this is Carnap, and this is what you'll be looking at. So here on this main page, you have a list of the assignments, and we'll go into homework 1, and I'll go through some of these problems with you. So here we have, these are actually all just the characteristic truth tables. Okay, this first one I already did in the other video, so I'll do this one. Okay, so here, just like in the truth tables you've seen, we have the truth values for our two letters, P and Q, over here on the left. And so what you have to do is fill in each of these three columns. So we start with P, then Q. Okay, now we have to fill in the truth values for the arrow, that is for that is for the whole sentence, P arrow Q. So when P is true and Q is true, this is going to be true. When P is true and Q is false, this is going to be false. When P is true, when P is false and Q is true, that's going to be true. And when both the antecedent and the consequent are false, the sentence is true. Okay, so we finish, and then we select check. So Carnap will say success. We select OK. Get this green bar once we've done that, and then we can submit. Okay, so I've already submitted this problem. Okay, let me do another one with you. All right, for the biconditional, we want when both what comes before the double arrow and after are true, the sentence is true. If they don't match, if one is true and the other is false, the sentence is false. And if they're both false, then the sentence is true. Okay, actually, let me put that in incorrectly. So now if I try to check it, this bottom one here is wrong. Carnap will say something's not quite right. Okay, we have to find our error, which of course is right there. Check it, success. Click OK, we get the green bar, and we submit, although I've already submitted it. Okay, so then if you go back to your main page, you'll get a list of the problems you've completed, the ones you've submitted. So here we have, well, whichever ones I did. I guess I did. So I've done all the problems in that homework. So there'll be a list here. And this is not a list of the assignments. This is a list of the individual problems. So this list will get pretty long by the end of the semester. Okay, next I'm going to go in here to this first set of practice problems. These are optional, but I recommend that you do them, at least some of them. And I'll do a couple of them right now. Okay, so this one, it's not the case that S and T. Okay, so I've copied just these truth values from the left over to the right underneath the letters. Next, I have to do the column underneath the ampersand. I can't do the column underneath the not yet because I need this not ranges over this whole sentence, S and T. So in order to figure out what goes here, we have to have this column done first. All right, so and if S is true and T is true, the whole sentence is true. Otherwise, any of these other scenarios, true and false, that's going to be false, false and true, that's going to be false. And if both S and T are false, then S and T, the whole sentence is false. Okay, now we can do underneath the not. So we're looking at this middle column that we just did. So when that's true, not S and T is going to be false. When this is false, it's going to be true, true, and true. Okay, we check it. Success. Okay. All right, I've submitted that one also. Let's see, what's the other one I want to do with you? 3. Okay, so here we have S and not T. Okay, we have 2 more columns to do. We have to do the not first. So this not applies to the T, so we can do it because we have this column here. The ampersand applies to S and not T, so we can't do the ampersand until we have the column underneath the not completed. Okay, so now for the ampersand, we're looking at this column here and this column here. So true and false, that's going to be, oops, that's going to be false. True and true, that's going to be true. False and false, that's going to be false. false, and true. That's going to be false. Check it. Success. Get our green bar. Okay, so here's one I haven't submitted before. So Carnap's going to say submitted exercise. This is 0.3. Okay, I'm going to do this one, number 9. What do we have here? R or T, or R and T. Okay, next, now we have 3 columns underneath our connectives. We can't do this middle one, wedge that's here. This is the main connective, and this or is connecting this whole thing, R or T, and this thing, R and T. So in order to do this or here, we have to have both of these 2 completed. Okay, so here on the left, you can do either one of these first. I'll start over here. T, or this is true and this is true, so the sentence is true. R is true, T is false. Sentence is true. R is false, T is true. That's going to be true. R is false and T is false. That's the only situation when, for the disjunction, the sentence is false. All right, over here on the right, R is true, T is true. That's going to be true. True and false. That's going to be false. False and true. That's going to be false. And then both of them are false. That's going to be false. All right, so now for this, the main connective, for this wedge in the middle, we're looking at this column here and this column here. So true and true. For the disjunction, that's going to be true. True and false. For the disjunction, that's going to be true. True and false. That's going to be true. False and false. For the disjunction, that's going to be false. All right, we check it. Success. We get our green bar. And we can submit it. Okay, select OK. So this is 0.9. Okay, so if we come back here, probably have to refresh the page, but then, let's see, okay, under truth tables, it shows us that we just did practice problem 0.3 and practice problem 0.9. They weren't worth any points, so it doesn't really matter that we actually submitted them, but they're here on our list of completed problems. Okay.